And good morning, good morning, good morning to you. My name is Kunle Ologe. You're welcome to Friday Live. And in case you don't know me or this is the first time you are here, my name is Kunle Ologe again. I'm a marriage counselor and I am the founder of the Marriage Seal Academy. And that's the platform you are on right now. And I want to say good morning to you all and welcome to another Friday Live where we talk to you about marriage. And good morning. Who was the first to be here? Mr. Phillips, I greet you, sir. Welcome. And I see Deborah, I greet you. Abby, my man, all the way from Australia, I greet you. Tani, all the way from the beautiful city or the bustling city of Lagos, I greet you. And I greet every one of you that has joined us and that will be joining us as we go on. It is so exciting every time I come to you on Fridays like this because what excites me the most is I know there are testimonials after. And so some of you reach out to me, after the session or maybe 1 week after to say, you know what, coach, that thing you were talking about, man, I implemented it and this is what happened. And so I'm so excited to be here. Now, have you invited somebody to be here? Please send this link wide to everybody you know. Send it to your colleagues, your workers, your friends, your family, your church members. Do that right now and let's bring everybody here. Like I always say, if the marriages around you are doing well, it's easier for yours to do well also. But if the marriages around you are not doing well, then it is a challenge for your own marriage. So, good morning again. Today, we're talking about this topic: how to handle stressful moments with your spouse. How to handle stressful moments with your spouse. And I want you to follow me very closely because there's a lot that I need to say, but little time. So I'm going to say as much of it that I can say within the time that we have left. Okay. And let us see how we can go about that. Now, we're going to look at this topic from two angles. Yeah, we're going to look at this topic from two angles. The first angle we're going to be looking at it from is stress from within. Stress from within. And then the next angle we'll be looking at it from is stress from without. That's outside stress. Okay, stress that is coming from without. But before we continue, I want to remind you again to please invite somebody here. Let's have a great number of people here. Invite every circle, all the people in your circle, invite them, okay, so that they can be here with us. And let's make this a family affair where you have everybody in your wide family. So stress from within and stress from outside. Stress from within and stress from outside. Now, let's first talk about stress from within. Remember, the topic is how to handle stressful moments with your spouse. So these stressful moments, let's look at the ones that happen from within. The first thing I'll say about that is marriage is a union of two people from two different backgrounds. Marriage is a union of two people from two different backgrounds. And in that case, you will realize that the two people will have two different ways of thinking, two different ways of doing things. So definitely there will be conflicts. Did you hear what I just said? Marriage, two people coming to try and become one, there will definitely be conflict. You know how it is that you're trying to weld two metals together? Have you seen where they're trying to weld two metals together? What happens? They apply some heat, and then you see sparks, and you see a lot of sparks, and you see a lot of noise. But when everything calms down, you see that the two metal pieces are welded together. Now, that's how marriage is. So, yes, there might be some of those sparks, there might be some of those fires, some of the heat, but in all, you must remember the goal for marriage, and that is being one. So conflicts are not bad. I'm sure for those of you who have listened to me over and over again, you know I always say that conflicts are not necessarily bad in a marriage. It is the way you handle conflicts that make them bad or good. In fact, a conflict is simply a difference in opinions. So this person says this thing is white, and another person says, no, I see it as black. So that's just a difference in opinions. That's what conflict really is. So it's not a bad thing, especially in marriage. And that's why I usually encourage spouses, talk to each other, even when you feel that what your spouse is saying is not, you're not comfortable with it. Have that conversation, talk to each other, and you'll find out that things will move smoother than you even thought they will. So there's nothing wrong. Stress and conflicts are not bad. It is how you handle them that make them bad or good. So if you don't handle them well, those conflicts can actually cause stress for you. Those disagreements, those different pages, those different angles of looking at things, they can actually cause a lot of stress for you, a lot of strain on your mind, on even your body, because you see, what affects your mind eventually affects your body. That's why the doctors will tell you something about psychosomatic illnesses. So psychosomatic illnesses are your body is not really sick physically, but your psychology has a challenge, and it sends signals to your body, and your body begins to produce symptoms as if you are sick. That's why sometimes you go to the hospital and they check you, and they say, no, you're not really sick. There's really nothing wrong with you. Maybe you just need rest. Do I have a weakness? Has anybody experienced that before? Or you've seen somebody who has experienced that? You go into the hospital and then they tell you, oh no, you just need rest. So that's how important this talk about stress is, because stress can actually bring you down. Yes, it can be mental, or it's usually mental most of the time, but that mental stress can actually affect your body eventually. So let us now look at some of these stressors within marriage, and we'll spend a little time here. What are those stressors within marriage? I want to be sure that I can be heard. Can everybody hear and see me? Please put it in the comment section if you are here and you can hear and see me. Just put it there and say, I can hear you, I can see you. Please confirm that I can hear you, I can see you. Put it there. Hi, Ami, I greet you, and good morning to you too. All right, I'm waiting for those confirmations just to make sure that we are on the same page and the network is not doing us a number. Okay, before we continue, we want to start talking about the stressors within marriage. The stressors within marriage. Okay, great. Tani, you can hear me. Ami, you can hear me. Okay, Deborah, you can hear me. Oh, great. I'm happy. And I hope all of you have invited people. Have you invited? If you've not yet invited, please invite people, okay? And if you've invited and people are here, okay, put it there in the comment section that I have invited and they are here. If you've not invited, put it in the comment section that I have not yet invited, but I am about to invite. And I see you, peace. Good morning to you. All right. Stressors within marriage. Number one, and this is in no particular order, okay? It's in no particular order. Number one, the use of abusive words. The use of abusive words. There's this saying, I don't know if it was a poem or a saying when we were growing up. It says, sticks and stones can break your bones, but words will never hurt you. Have you heard that before? Sticks and stones can break your bones, but words will never hurt you. It's not true. Words, especially from the one you love, can hurt you the most. Love from the one you hurt can hurt you the most. So, just think of it. When somebody outside tells you something, abuses you, insults you, says something nasty to you, sometimes you just wave it away, sometimes you ignore, sometimes you just walk past, sometimes you just look at the person and say, well, I don't blame you, and you move past. However, when your spouse, your husband or your wife tells you the same word, even a smaller version of the word, oh my God, you feel so bad. Why is that? The people you love are the people that can hurt you the most. They have the capacity, because you are dependent on their support, you are dependent on their encouragement, you are dependent on their companionship. And so when the person who is supposed to be your companion is the one who is raining abuses on you, it will affect you and it will stress you. I know many people who are afraid to go back home every day because they just feel my husband is going to start on me again with bad words. If it's a man, the man will be thinking, oh, let me look for where I can hang out with the boys first, because when I get back home, I know that I'm just going to be hearing a lot of nagging, a lot of abuse. So let me go and hang out. For some of you who are listening to me, the reason your husband doesn't come back home is you. You are giving him stress by using those harsh, abusive words. And so he would rather stay away and have his peace of mind than come back home and be stressed by your words. Stressors within the marriage. You see, this particular thing of using the wrong words on your spouse, and for you to come back and say, oh, it was because I was so angry, that's wickedness. It's actually evil. Evil is evil. In fact, it's witchcraft. Why is it that when you are angry with your wife, when you are angry with your husband, you use bad words, but when you are angry with your boss at work or even your colleagues, you are able to control yourself? Ask yourself that question. Why can you not control yourself, your words, when it comes to your spouse, but you can control your words when it comes to friends, colleagues, and so on? That's a pointer to you. That shows you that you actually have control. You just decided that you see her. Some of you, the kind of places you work, you can't even use those words, as in it's not allowed. Any use of those kind of words will kick you out of the place, And so you control yourself, you don't use it. Then you come back home and pour all the frustration on your spouse and use all those nasty words on your spouse, words that you cannot even use on your janitor in the office. That's an abuse of privilege. It's actually a privilege for you to have that man, that woman in your corner as your spouse. Don't abuse the privilege by raining insults. So this use of abusive words is in fact a big one. It's a big stressor. As a counselor, I've had so many people who come to me and tell me, I'm so stressed. My husband is always insulting me. My wife is always degrading me with her words. Number 2, the second stressor in marriage is physical abuse. Physical abuse is a stressor in marriage where one spouse hits the other spouse. Oh, and by the way, it happens on both ends. Husbands hit wives, wives hit husbands. So it's not narrowed down to men like you think. Come and ask me. I'm the counselor. I can tell you how many times is men coming to tell me, look, my wife is always slapping me, hitting me, kicking me, biting me. That's abuse. It's physical abuse. And when you ask the person will tell you, oh, I was angry. Can we stop using the excuse of anger for bad behavior? Can we stop it? Stop using anger for bad behavior. The Bible says, be angry, but sin not. So anger is an emotion. Everybody can get angry. But in your anger, make sure you don't commit sin. So don't tell me that it was because I was so angry that I slapped my wife. I asked a man once, he said, no, I didn't really hit her. I just shook her. And I said, what's the difference? So you held your wife by the shoulders and you shook her vigorously. And you said that's not abuse. That's abuse. That's heavy abuse. So physical abuse is a stressor within marriage. Physical abuse will stress your spouse and will even stress you. And if you're the one being abused, you'll be so stressed. You're afraid. You don't know what to say. That your husband will, that will stop your husband from coming to hit you. So you're not even able to express yourself. Stress from physical abuse. I ask again, have you invited somebody? And thank you for all of you who have said you've invited Joy and the rest of you. I'm happy you've invited people. Please keep inviting people. They need to hear this. Some people just need one word, that will help them to transform them and shake them into looking for solutions to their marital problems. Number 3, a struggle for relevance. Sounds funny, right? Yeah. A struggle for relevance. I've seen situations where husband and wife are struggling to be relevant, both to the people in the house and even to people outside the house. And that can be stress. So it's like you're competing against each other. Instead of complementing each other, you're competing against each other. Now, if you struggle for relevance, you will find that it will give you high blood pressure. You're always thinking of, what is my spouse doing that I can do better? You're not trying to do better to build your capacity. You're trying to do better to pull down your spouse and push yourself up. That is on its own selfish. It's selfish. So, struggling for relevance is one selfish move that can actually affect your marriage and give you stress in that marriage. You and your spouse both work in the same place. You want to outrun your spouse. You want to show everybody that, yes, this is my husband, but I'm smarter. You want to show everybody that, yes, my wife works here, but I'm the main man. Those things are anti-marriage. They're not healthy competition at all. So as you're struggling for relevance, as your spouse is struggling for relevance, there is stress being built over and over again. Stress being built over and over again. And I see peace. Peace says family members invited. That's beautiful, Peace. That will give you some peace, as your name is. Okay. So thank you, Peace, for inviting family members. Please, everybody, invite your family members. You know, some of your siblings in their marriages now, they're undergoing stress. They've called you, they've told you this is the stress they're going through. Please invite them here. Let them come and hear, because we're going to help and guide on things that you need to do. For now, we're just bringing out the points. Then we'll now settle down and tell you what you need to do to help you in those points, on those angles. The next one, number 4, a difference in value systems. A difference in value systems. When your value system is different from the value system of your spouse, there'll be stress. Because while you are thinking of this particular thing is a good thing to do, your spouse is not thinking that way. Your spouse is thinking, why? Why do we need to do that? And you see, value system is a very important part of marriage. So maybe you came from a family that valued helping other people. And then you've brought that into your marriage, expecting that your wife will also follow suit. But your wife came from a family where everything is hoarded. They're a family that feel that, you know what, we have suffered so much, so you two go and suffer and get your own. So we're not giving nothing to anybody. Go and get your own. Then both of you get married. And then every time you are trying to give, your wife is telling you, why are you giving? Why are you giving to that person? Why are you giving to that auntie? Why are you giving to that aunt? That will cause stress. So you can see that you want to give. Your wife is refusing. Let's say your wife comes from, or the woman comes from a value system where family is very, very important. You know, they have closely knitted family relationships. But the husband comes from a family where they are far apart. Siblings don't talk to each other. They don't wish each other Happy New Year or Happy Christmas and all of that, or Merry Christmas and all of that. Now, the two of you now get married. You find out that while the wife is trying to be chummy, the husband is wondering, why are you always calling? Why are you always reaching out to them? Can you leave everybody to be on their own? So, difference in value systems. Of course, I've heard a lot of people who say the husband goes to this church, the wife goes to another church. You're already destroying your marriage. Because the value system from one church to another will be different. Yes, we all serve the same God and all of that. But you will find out that the way this church takes a particular thing is not the way the other church takes it. And so you now come back home. Remember, you're supposed to be one, and you have different ideologies, different value systems, and then both of you try to implement it in the house. It will stress you out. It will stress you out. So different value systems is a stressor within marriage. Let's look at number 5. Number 5, raising children. Ha ha ha. Raising children. Yes, raising children is a very big stressor in marriage. Raising children is a very big stressor in marriage. And I'll tell you why. When you have different parenting styles, it will cause a lot of stress. Some of you that are listening to me are undergoing that. Some of you have joined the TIP, the Inner Circle of the Intentional Parent Academy, and you've now learned how to parent better. But your spouse has refused to join, and your spouse is parenting the way he used to parent or she used to parent before, which is obviously the wrong way. So while you are trying to say, oh, spouse, let's not beat these children, it's not necessary, we can talk to them. Your spouse is saying, why won't we beat? Let's slap them up and down. Slap the guys or go, and he'll be straight. Give him a knock on his head and everything will reset. Why are you wasting time like that? You can see a battle. And you who knows the right way, it's going to be stress for you because you just feel, wow, we're destroying the psychology of these children and we don't even know. My spouse doesn't know. And I'm trying to tell her, I'm trying to tell him. He's not accepting because, of course, he doesn't have the knowledge. So that can be a big stressor. In fact, raising children has been known to even cause the kind of conflicts that eventually lead to divorce in marriage. Imagine the kind of stress. Because usually when people get to divorce, it means that they've had enough of the stress, whatever stress they are going through, and they just need to move away from each other. Even though I've always said it, divorce is not the answer. In case you've not heard it before, hear it from me. Divorce is not the answer to your marital issues. When you divorce today and you go and marry somebody else, you're going to meet another set of issues with that person. What are you going to do? Divorce the person again? And that's why you find out that most people who get divorced, they get divorced like 3 times. So they now marry somebody else, find another fault, and because they are used to running, they run again. Then they get married to somebody else, and then another issue, they run again. So you see somebody who has married 5 times and divorced, of course, 4. Joy says the difference in value system is really a great stressor. Yeah, very big stressor. Very, very big stressor. Let's look at the sixth one. Unsaid things. Unsaid things. Yes. This, and I'm going to explain to you. I'm sure you're wondering, what do you mean unsaid things as a stressor? I have encountered many people who have come to me, both husbands and wives, and said that my wife does not talk, but I know she has a lot on her mind. My husband does not talk, but he has a lot on his mind. So that, you trying to wonder what your spouse is thinking of is already stress on its own. Huge stress on its own. And that is why you must know, you must be able to get to a stage in your marriage where you are able to get out from your spouse what he or she is thinking by making him or her talk. And yes, there's a way. There's a way to actually make your spouse talk. Now, I have this book that is coming out. Okay, there are 2 books of mine that are coming out. Okay, 2 books of mine that are coming out in the month of May, and one of them talks about communication. And this particular one that talks about communication is titled "What Your Spouse Is Not Telling You." Does that tell you what I'm just saying now? Unsaid words. What your spouse is not telling you. So it's a comprehensive book on communication, teaches you everything you need to know on communication in marriage. But it also helps you it shows you the way to get your spouse to actually begin to talk to you about things. And that's it on the screen. What your spouse is not telling you. See the white book there on your screen? That's it. What your spouse is not telling you. Okay, and of course, the other book is Marriage Stories. So this book on what your spouse is not telling you is giving you everything on communication and how to get out those things that your spouse is hiding from you. Not really hiding, but maybe he or she has not found a way to tell you. He or she is also afraid to tell you. There's so many reasons that can be there. This book tells you all the reasons and tells you how to get your spouse to start talking to you again. Hence the title, What Your Spouse Is Not Telling You. This book is a wonderful book. I've been writing it for a while now and it's about to come out. Please make sure you get it. There's a 25% discount on both books. The books are going to be sold together, okay, for this discount. So you want to get 25% off. I think instead of paying, is it 16,000? Instead of paying 16,000, you get to pay 12,000. That's a big one, okay? Just reach out to the number that is on your screen. They will give you just tell them flash sale. Okay, so there's going to be a flash sale, just one day, 24 hours, where they're going to sell, these books and just in that one day at that price. Immediately after that, they reverse VAT to its old price. Okay, so just reach out. The number is there on your screen right now. Reach out to that number on WhatsApp and just write flash sale. Okay, it will send you. You're not paying yet for it. It will give you access to a group where all the other people who are waiting for the flash sale are. Okay, so make sure you do that. Send it right now as we're speaking. Send it to the number on your screen. Just put flash sale, okay, to that number, and then they will send you the details of how to join that group. That book will blow your mind because there are many unsaid things, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. There are many unsaid things in your marriage, both from you and from your spouse. And when you look into his eyes, when you look into her eyes, you know that there are a lot of things that your spouse wants to tell you, but you don't know how to get it out of him or her. So that is another reason, a stressor, a huge stressor in marriage. Number 7. Hey, this number 7. High expectations. High expectation. Please invite somebody. What I'm telling you here is going to help a lot of people. It will reduce stress by almost 100%. I know already there's so many things, and we're going to talk about the extended, the stressors from outside. We'll talk about that, but we're talking about the ones from inside first. So high expectations is a big stressor, a huge one. When your spouse is expecting too much from you, greater than what it is that you can give, that will actually stress you out. Imagine your spouse telling you that, I'm now not going to be wearing, maybe your wife telling you, I will no longer from today wear a shoe that is not designer. I want to be wearing a Michael Cross. Did I get it right? The woman in the house. I don't know if there's any brand like that. I think I saw it somewhere. I want to wear a Versace. I want to wear it. That expectation is high for you that cannot afford it. So high expectation, a big challenge in marriage. A very big challenge. There are some places that the expectations are so high. So I was talking to a man once, and I said, you're expecting your wife who has just had a baby to breastfeed the baby, take care of the baby's other needs, take care of her own body, cook, clean, take care of you, the husband, take care of the other children. Come on now. Only one person? And then your excuse is that you go out and you work very, very hard. Of course, you work very hard. You are the man of the house. You are the one that got married. You are the one that went to pick a wife. So you work hard. But you will still work harder by helping your spouse at home do chores. In my own house, my wife doesn't need to ask me to do some things. There are some things I've just even taken upon myself, carried it, and I do it to reduce the stress that is on her. So, high expectations. Don't let your expectation be too high. The next one is number 8. This is the one we don't talk about. We don't like talking about it, but it's a big issue in marriage because when people come to me for counseling, this issue always comes back. It always comes out, Sexual dissatisfaction. Sexual dissatisfaction. There are a lot of marriages out there that sex is not something that is talked about, but there is so much that is expected from one spouse or the other on that matter. And everybody is quiet about it. Everybody goes around in the house like, it's not such an issue, we're okay. But it's a big issue in many marriages. You don't have people they come to me for counseling, and then they are talking to me about different things. Oh, he did that, he did this. They talk about everything, and then they don't talk about this. But along the line, as we're talking, it slips out. And you hear something like, and even the sex self is, in fact, I don't even know what to say. Let's just leave that one. Let's go to another one. And I pause them at that point in time. I say, why do you want to leave that one? Why? Why won't we focus on it and talk about it? Because obviously it's stressing you out. Then that's when the person will now open up. And then you now hear the big challenges they're having in the bedroom. And you're wondering, but you should have brought this challenge first so that we deal with it before these other small challenges. So a lot of people refuse to talk about sex and how they are not having it good in their marriage. And that is stress for them. Because sex, one of the purposes of sex is to distress you. Not distress, D-I-S-T, no, distress, D-E, and then stress. To remove stress from you. Do I still have people here? Are people still listening to me? I'm not seeing any comment in the comment section. Where is everybody? Am I saying something that is out of line? Please, if you are still here, please put your comments there in the comment section. Let me be sure that you are actually still here. Okay. Oh, okay. Yes, my man Phillips, the first person who joined us today. You're welcome, sir. Great. I can see that you're still here. Okay, patience. I just wanted to be sure because I was wondering. Emily, oh great. Emily, hi. How are you doing? Okay, Chioma. These are even my people that are showing up here. Great. So people don't talk about sex, but that is one major stressor in marriage. Is a major stressor in marriage. Victoria says that we're absorbing it. Yeah, that's good. Keep absorbing, keep absorbing. So if you don't deal with it, it's going to continue staying there. I'm talking about the matter of sex. And in many marriages, is a problem. It's a problem. We'll talk about it as we're closing. We have a course that is coming up next month. And that course is titled Renewing the Marriage Bed. Renewing the Marriage Bed. Okay? It's coming up next month. And if you've not yet registered for it, please quickly register for it. Don't even give any excuse. Just register for it now. This course, we do it just once a year. And we say everything on sex. I mean, every single thing. So every challenge that you are going through is there. Everything that you are going through that you are not able to speak about is in that course. If I ask now, for the many people, I can see quite a number of people are here watching live. If I ask the question now, how many of you are having sexual challenges or having challenges in sex in marriage? None of you will admit. Right? Most of you will not admit. Nobody will come out to say it because it looks like if I say it now, would they say that I have a problem? Would they say? But that's fine. The bottom line is, with the problems, are you seeking for solutions? Or are you just there? Let me do one analysis I always do here. You need to understand that marriage is a very long situation. I call it a situation. It's a very long one. So if you are married, if you are here and you are 40, let's use 40 for instance. Now the Bible says a child shall die at 100. If you take away, that means that's the minimum age anybody should reach. Everybody should at least reach 100. If you now decide you want to go at 100, that's fine. But a child shall die at 100. So take away 40 years that you are now from 100. What does that leave you? 60 years. Are you ready to go through this stress of sexual dissatisfaction for 60 more years? And some of you, by the way, are much younger than 60. I have people who are in their 20s here. I have people listening to me who are in their 30s. Look at the long time you have. You've only spent 2 years, 5 years, 10 years in your marriage, and you are dissatisfied and you're quiet about it. No, don't be quiet. Quickly register. Oh, by the way, yeah, the team has just brought it up. Right now, the registration is at just 15,000 naira. And that closes 31st of March. Which day is 31st of March? That's on Monday. Is that Monday? Okay. It closes 31st. So from 31st of March, you don't pay 15,000 again, you pay 20,000 naira. So save 5,000 naira and join right now. Now let's go back into our teaching. We'll continue with this later on. Number 9, financial challenges. Yes, this is another one that is a big stressor in marriage. Yeah, a very big stressor. First of all, when there is no money, it's a stressor. Then, secondly, when there is too much money, it's a stressor. Thirdly, when the money is not well managed, it's a stressor. Everything about money, if you don't get it right in a marriage, it will stress you. And there are many people out there that I'm sure are stressed. Somebody says, what will you say about those in long distance relationship? Okay, are you talking about sex? When it comes to sex, come for that class. You will hear a lot on that. And I can tell you here for free, marriage was not designed for husband and wife to live separately. I know that you can give me all the reasons. Oh, it's because of work. It's because of getting greener pastures. That's okay. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's not wrong to do all of that. But understand that that's not the original design of marriage. So if you distort the design of marriage, expect that there will be a distortion in one or two things in your marriage, including sex. But again, like I said, I'm going to address this matter in the course that we are going to be having in just a few weeks, just about 3 weeks. We will have that discussion on that. So please, I hope Patience that asked that question. I hope you've registered for the course. Please register for this course, okay, and watch. It will do you a great deal. Number 10, capacity. A lack of capacity is a big stressor. And let me explain what I mean. So I found out now that in many marriages, one person is doing personal development, the other person is not. So the husband is developing himself, going for classes, trying to make himself a better person. But the wife has decided that why all this? We've already gone to school. Why are you saying I should go and do a course again and all of that? Why should I read a book again? Or you see the woman, and this one is even more prevalent now. You see the woman advancing herself in her personal development, and the man just feels, well, continue doing what you are doing. Let me just go and chase money. The money is important. Yes, the money is important, but personal development is also important because that's what will sustain that money, and that's what will grow that money. If you don't develop yourself personally, you are going to find out that no matter how much you gather together, it will just disappear. So lack of capacity is another problem. Oh, we've spent so much time. Let's move very quickly to stressors that come from outside the marriage. So we've dealt with stressors, some, not all. We've dealt with some of the stressors within marriage. Again, have you invited somebody? If you've not yet invited somebody, go and invite somebody right now. Okay. Stressors from outside. Number 1 on the list, this one I can call it number 1 on the list, is family and friends. Extended family and friends. Yes. Extended family and friends is a big stressor in marriage. And one of the reasons it's a stressor is because before marriage, you people didn't decide. You didn't have a discussion. You didn't have a plan on how to manage family and friends. And once you don't manage them, they will manage you. Did you hear what I said? Once you don't manage family and friends, they will be the ones managing you. And managing you means they will be determining how your relationship with them should be. They will barge into you at any time possible, anytime they want. They will do all kinds of things, and you will be stressed with them. So you hear in-law problems everywhere. So wives are afraid of their in-laws. Husbands are stressed with their in-laws. All of that culminates in a stressful marriage. The next one is work stress. Work stress. So you are so stressed at work that eventually it affects everything else. It affects everything else. Work stress. So work stress is a big pointer Very, very big pointer. Now, the next one we have again that is a stressor from outside is social media. Somebody should type there, social media is a huge stressor. Put it there. Social media is a huge stressor. Social media, right? And let me tell you why. Social media is the new form of peer pressure. You are doing well. You and your husband, you and your wife, you are doing well. You are moving from one step to another in your marriage and in everything that has to do with your marriage. Then suddenly, you see on social media one of your classmates, and that person is flaunting, oh, my husband just bought me this new Mercedes Benz ML. Okay, it's not ML now, it's GL, GLK, GLE, and she's doing unwrapping for you and tearing the leather. And then you now come to your husband and say, honey, when will you buy me a car? And the man is wondering, we're still even trying to build ourselves. Which one is buying car? Can you see where the stress starts? So many of us are looking onto social media instead of looking up to Jesus Christ, the author and finisher of your faith. You are looking onto social media, and social media is stressing you out. Think of it, some of you. And I see you, Mr. Igor. It's been a while. How are you doing? So social media is a huge, very big stressor, and many people don't even know. Some of the stress in your home is because of social media. You are trying to meet up with the people who are on social media that you don't even know what it is that they're doing. You don't even know. And a lot of those things are fake. Yes, a lot of the things on social media are fake. They are not real. Some are real, some are fake. Both the fake and the real, they are stressing you, putting you under undue pressure. You have a plan with your wife, you have a plan with your husband. Why don't you take those steps to the plan? Now, I'm not saying be slow. So I'm not now saying, oh, sit down and do nothing. No, have a plan, be moving, but don't let social media push you to that stress level. Another aspect of social media is the fact that a lot of people are now hooked on social media instead of hooked on their spouses. So your spouse is looking for your attention every time, and you are always on the phone. What is the problem with you and phone? A lot of you are in the generation of the baby boomers and the millennials so why are you doing like you are the people? What do they call the new people now? Why are you doing like them? The Gen Z. Why are you doing like Gen Z that were born into the mobile phone and social media? Some of you went to university, you didn't see phone. Me, I went to university. It was my last year of university that mobile phone came out, and it was all those Nokia 3310 and all of that. So why are you suddenly behaving like you can't live your life without that mobile phone? And then you leave a whole human being in the house. You are sitting down in the house together, but you're not talking to each other. But you're talking to people that you've never seen across the globe, and you're laughing. That's stress for that person that you're ignoring. So social media is a very big stressor. And the last one before we continue is government policies. Yes, like we have it in Nigeria now. Government policies stress people so much. So people are stressed, they are pulled to their last ebb with the different policies that are coming out in government that are making life hard, that are making security even not so good. So yes, government policies, because they're not well managed. We have the best policies in Nigeria. We always have very good policies in Nigeria. It is the implementation of the policies that is the problem. Implementation of the policies. Let's not go into that. That's a whole different topic. But just note that government policies are stressors from outside, and you need to understand this and note it. Now, let's go into what you now need to do. So what are the steps that you need to take? However, did you notice that the internal stressors were more than the external stressors? That just shows you something. It means that you actually need, if you work on your relationship, the stress you have will go down. Did you hear what I just said? If you work on your relationships, the stress you have will go down. Because most of the things stressing you are actually from within, not from without. Let's now look at the steps you need to take that will help in managing stress. And then we'll take a short water break now. After the water break, we'll be back here to continue on that. So please stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, family. We're
Pastor Jeremiah
and Mrs. Emily Serangonomo. Last year, we found ourselves in a place where we were functional and we needed a little more, spice in our marriage. And then we came across this course through TIP. And so when the course was recommended, it piqued my interest because we were looking for new ways to enhance our marriage. And so this was the perfect course or the perfect solution to our current situation then. One of the things that I truly appreciate about renewing the marriage bed is that you will learn practical strategies that you can almost immediately implement. I, for one, was able to articulate some of the hindrances or some of the things that were a barrier and a challenge for me. And that improved our relationship. It deepened our connection and our intimacy as well.
Sex is a private thing, yes. However, a lot of people are not taught in premarital counseling how to handle it in marriage. And if you don't handle it well, it can be very, very frustrating. So I invite you to come for the course, Renewing the Marriage Bed, that is holding from the 25th to the 26th of April 2025, where I will be teaching you about sex in marriage and all its benefits and how you can also make it great in your marriage. My name is Kunle Ologe, marriage counselor and founder of the Marriage Seal Academy.
And so we highly recommend this course. Whether you're struggling with something or you are looking to enhance your marriage, this is the answer. Please register. And in Coach Kunle's famous words, bliss and joy.
Okay, so you're welcome back. And it's good to have you back here. Did you see the advert for the course that I was mentioning to you guys about renewing the marriage bed? Please ensure you register for that course. Register. It's going to do so much in your marriage. It will do a lot, and I'll be telling you some of the things you'll be learning in that course before we leave today. But let's try and round up now because our time is far spent. So the first part, steps to take. Can you hear and see me? I think. Okay, so can you, I think some people can't see me. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Please just confirm that you can see and that you can hear me so that we can go on. And just give me 1 minute. Let's try this. Okay, so can you see me and can you hear me now? Okay, loud and clear. We can hear you, but you are frozen. Oh, my. I can't be frozen at this time because I want to tell you the steps to take. So I'm good now. Am I good now? Okay, I have confirmation from my team members that I'm good now. Please, somebody from out there, confirm to me that you can hear me right now. And we have been talking about, oh, great, Phillips. I greet you, sir. All right, great. Emily. All right, great. So we've been talking about this beautiful topic, how to handle stressful moments with your spouse. How to handle stressful moments with your spouse. And we've spoken about the internal, stressors, that's stressors from within. We've spoken about the external stressors from outside. And now we want to tell you the steps you need to take to actually handle those stressful moments with your spouse. What do you need to do? Let's go there. Number one, make a decision first to work with your spouse. Make a decision to work with your spouse. That's the first thing you need to do. So you need to actually prevent those stressful moments by even deciding you are going to work with your spouse. You know, there are many people who are married right now and they work against each other. Yes, I'm a counselor. I see it. Sometimes they come for counseling and we're trying to move in one direction, but you see each person struggling for who is the cause of what, and you see them working against each other. So first thing you want to do is make a decision with your spouse that, you know what, honey, let's work together on this marriage. Let's work together. And it's possible. The next thing you now need to do, the next step you need to do after you have decided to work together, is to build your capacity. Build your capacity. Marriage is an institution. So you don't do marriage without knowledge. You need a lot of knowledge in marriage. The knowledge you need in marriage is enormous. It's an entire institution, and people make the mistake of thinking you can just get into marriage and then fluke it. When you fluke it, you will fluke out. Did you hear what I said? When you fluke marriage, you will fluke out of it. So improve yourself, build your capacity, read books, do courses, join programs. Some of you here, a lot of you here are part of the program of the Marriage Seal Academy, the Couples Conclave. That's our 11-month program that runs from January to November of every year. It's an accountability program and rejuvenation program that helps couples. We hold each other's hands and we just move. So it's a community of like minds, who are always learning. Join the Couples Conclave. It will help you to learn and build yourself. So you must build capacity. There's no way around it. I'm so sorry. If you think you can do this marriage with native knowledge, okay? That, you know what native knowledge is? That's the knowledge you just get from everywhere. If you think you can build marriage with native knowledge, it will be a challenge to you. So you need to. My wife and I, when people look at us, they think we fell from heaven. No, it's just that before we got married, we built a lot of knowledge on marriage, read books, 6 to 7 books on marriage, did courses, both the one given by the church, and then we paid for courses also. So we got into marriage with knowledge. The problem with many marriages is a lack of knowledge, lack of relevant knowledge, and many people are still not trying to get knowledge. I have over 12 books and more on marriage. Which one have you read? Go and get knowledge. If you get knowledge, you will find out that you'll be able to manage your marriage better. Number 3, manage your expectations. Manage your expectations. You know that your expectation is too high. You know that your wife cannot do all the things, 1,000 things, one human being. So why not manage the expectation and even help out? You know that your husband cannot provide all your wants. Some of the things that you say are needs are actually not needs. They are wants. And that leads us to number 4, live within your means. Live within your means. We spoke about financial pressure and even social media putting pressure on you to do things that are beyond you. Please live within your means part-time. Some of you are sending your children to schools you can't afford. I know this is not what you want to hear, but you need to hear it right. Some of you are sending your children to schools that you cannot afford. You know that you need to always pray and fast for the school fees of your children. Then your children are in a school that is bigger than you. There's nothing wrong in wishing your children go to the best schools, those big schools, Ivy League universities. That's okay. But can you afford it? If you can't, then stop stressing yourself. This thing that I'm saying, many of you, the schools, some of your children are in secondary school. You are paying millions every time for those children, and you can't afford it. Your salary is not up to that. Your income is not up to that. Every time you're always looking for one contract to do or one thing, disturbing everybody because your children want to go to school. You are stressing yourself unnecessarily. Live within your means. Number 5, form a mafia bond. You and your husband, you and your wife, form a mafia bond. You see how I'm holding my hand very tightly? The kind of bond that nobody can penetrate. So that when extended family and friends want to come and give you stress, both of you will be one against all. I'm not saying that you should fight with your family and friends. No, that's not what I have said. I said form a bond so that when they want to come and split you guys, you are able to have one formidable force against them. Because family and friends are very important. So I'm not in any way saying disregard them or push them away. No. But learn how to manage them together. Let not one person be akin to his family, brothers, sisters. You even talk with your siblings about things that you don't tell your wife. You talk with your siblings about things that you don't tell your husband. That's not a mafia bond. And that's why you should actually be at the Couples Conclave program. There, we teach you how to form that mafia bond. So form that mafia bond and ensure that your family and friends can penetrate. And number 6, talk about your challenges in sex, please. You see, I'm talking about this sex matter a lot. Maybe because of the course that is about to come up. I'm excited, preparing for the course. I'm seeing so many lives already changing from being in that course. And in case you're just joining us, we're talking about the course, Renewing the Marriage Bed. And that course is a 2-day course that is holding in April. So talk about your challenges. If you feel unmet, if you feel the expectations in bed are unmet, have a nice conversation, not a confrontation, with your spouse, and tell him or her, this is what I'm expecting, and this is what I'm getting. It will reduce the stress, because that stress of you just holding in everything is unnecessary. Speak out. Number 7, and in that course, we're going to teach you how to speak out also. Okay. Number 7, schedule time for work and family. All this work that is stressing you is because you have not scheduled the time. So it looks like you are working 24 hours. And it is not true that you need to work 24 hours. A lot of people say, I work 24 hours, but it's not true. It's your time management that is the problem. If you manage your time well, you'll be able to get all the things you need to do. Do them when you are supposed to do them. The problem is doing things when you are supposed to do them. Check it. Ask yourself the truth. So you don't do things when you're supposed to do them, and then you're now in a rush, you're now in a hurry, you're stressing yourself over work, and then you abandon family and abandon your spouse. And then it even causes more stress. So ensure that you schedule time. And then closely related to that, on stress from work, please learn to exercise. Learn to do what? Exercise. Many of us are not exercising, and you know what I mean. Some of you don't do exercise until it's time for inter-house sports of your children. That's why you will go and run there and you will fall. And when you fall like an Iroko tree that has been cut down. Please exercise. It's too important. You can't be living this life, this in quote stressful life, and you're not doing anything with your body. That's why my wife and I were always in the gym. In fact, recently we've had to shift gyms, and in the process of shifting gyms, we've not gone to the gym for a little while. So it was just 2 nights ago. I just told her, you know what, stand up, let's move. This was around 12 a.m. in the night. And we went around our estate, just wore our sportswear and walked around about 10 times, And when we were done, we took a shower and we were able to sleep well. So exercise will actually take care of a lot of the stress that you are going through in your marriage when it comes to work. Number 9, watch what you say to your spouse. Please, it's not everything that comes into your head that should come out of your mouth. Not everything that comes into your head should come out of your mouth. That's why there's something called the law of the mind. Learn how to say nice things to your spouse. If you can't say nice things to your spouse, at that point, keep quiet. If you are too angry and what wants to come out is terrible, please keep quiet. Okay? It's better than for you to say the wrong thing. And when I say keep quiet, I'm not saying keep malice. Because some people will not equate keep quiet to keep malice. That's not what I said. I said keep quiet for that time when a bad thing wants to come out. And then when you are done and you've calmed yourself down, you can continue to talk again. And finally, number 10, make your spouse feel safe around you. Make your spouse feel safe around you. For some of you, your spouses are so afraid of you. They're afraid of you abusing them physically. They're afraid of you abusing them emotionally. Please, allow your spouse to feel safe. The reason your spouse is feeling so stressed is because once you are around, your spouse doesn't know what next you will do. You are unpredictable. That's a bad way to be married. Be predictable, please. Don't be unpredictable. Okay? This will help you. And I hope that you have learned something from today's topic. We have been talking about how to handle stressful moments with your spouse. Of course, we just scratched it. We can't say everything, but I'm sure we've given you some tips, especially tips on preventing those stressful moments, because prevention, as is always said, is better than cure. Who learned something today? Did you learn something? Put it there in the comment section what you learned today, while I now take you through these very important things you will learn in the course that is coming up. So if you learned anything today, just put it there in the comment section that this is what I learned. I learned how to, okay? Just put it there. Now, we've been talking about this course, and I promised you that I was going to tell you a little bit about what to expect. Here are some of the things you are going to expect in this course, Renewing the Marriage Bed. And Renew the Marriage Bed is talking about sex in marriage. Number one, you will learn how to enhance sexual pleasure. Yeah, you're going to learn that in the course. So if your marriage right now, you're not getting the best pleasure from sex in marriage, we will guide you. Number two, you will learn how to help your spouse to satisfy your sexual needs. So you have sexual needs, but you don't know how to tell your spouse. You don't know what to do. We will tell you how to tell your spouse about your needs. The next one is that in that course, you're going to learn how to understand your spouse's sexual needs. You know, the first time we're talking about your own sexual needs. Now, we will show you how to understand your spouse's sexual needs, because he or she has sexual needs that you are not meeting up to. The next one is that we will show you how to make sexual conversations natural. You know, we just talked about you talking about your sexual issues, but it can be awkward, right? It can be kind of awkward. Don't worry. We'll tell you how to make it natural. The next one is that we'll tell you how to overcome past trauma that is affecting sex in your marriage. Yes, for some of you, there is past trauma that you had. Maybe you were molested. Maybe you were deprived of some things. Maybe your dad was not there, so you didn't have the fatherly love. Maybe your mom was not there, you didn't have the motherly love. So it's affecting, yes, those things. You don't know it, but it affects today, your life today, including sex. We will help you. We will help you how to overcome sexual boredom. We'll help you how to overcome sexual boredom. Okay? Boredom in the bedroom. So you're tired, it's just monotonous. We will guide you. We will help you how to prevent the infidelity of your spouse. Yes, your spouse has been unfaithful, or you are afraid that your spouse will be unfaithful. We will help you. We will show you how to prevent infidelity. We will show you how to break sexual myths. There are some myths on sex that you've been carrying around, things you are afraid of. They told you some things about sex that you're afraid of. We will definitely tell you about that. Somebody said, Philip said, I learned a lot, coach, to handle every situation I know I'm guilty of in today's session. I will do better. Oh, so that's so great. Happy to hear that. What else will you learn? You will learn how to get the attention of your spouse. So you've been trying to get the attention of your spouse when it comes to the bedroom. Your spouse is always not interested. There's a reason he or she is not interested. We will tell you the reason, and we'll tell you how to actually get the best. And then finally, of many other things, we will tell you how to deal with mismatched libido. Yes, mismatched libido. So your spouse's libido is higher than yours, or your libido is higher than your spouse, and it's not giving you satisfying sex in marriage. We'll show you how to manage it. These and many more are the things that we're going to show you in this course that is coming up. So catch the early bird fee. It's 15,000 naira today, between today and 31st. 31st is what day? Is it on a Sunday? Okay, on a Monday. So between today and Monday, register for the course, because from Tuesday, the course goes back to 20,000 naira. So right now it's 15,000 naira per couple. And this is per couple, please. 15,000 naira per couple. It's going to go to 20,000 naira per couple by Monday. So if I register today, reach out to the numbers that you have on your screen, and you get all the information you need. Thank you very much. We promised you that it was going to be 1 hour, and it is 1 hour, 11 to 12. And apologies for the extra minutes that we have spent. I hope that you gained something already. Some of you have said a lot. Somebody says, I will register for this today. Thank you, coach. Oh, great. Please, if you are going to register today, put it there. In fact, everybody, if you've not yet registered, put it there, affirm it, and say, I will register for the course today. Put it there in the comment section, and then the team will give you all the things you need. The numbers that are scrolling on your screen will give you all the details you need on that course. It's been nice talking to you. My name is Kunle Ologe, marriage counselor, founder of the Marriage Seal Academy. And I see you again next Friday when we'll be bringing another topic on marriage for your knowledge. God bless you all. Bliss and joy.